The biggest growth that I have seen for myself when I joined the program it is to change my thinking about Japanese students. So far in my university, I'm also I have met several Japanese students, and personally, I would say they was quite shy and not very open to talk about their own opinions, especially those related to social issue, government. And before the program, I thought that maybe they did not really acknowledge themselves well about what's going around them. However, when I joined the program, I talked with a lot of Japanese students in inside the session, and I realized, wow, they have really strong critical thinking skill. I was really interested to talk because that is a moment when mm, I can really open and directly talk about the points that many people will be hesitant to talk. For example, in that session, I talked with one Japanese student and about the issue of old population in Japan. At the beginning, I was hesitant to talk because I also think that maybe Japanese people themselves do not want to talk about their own things, their own issues. But then that student, she was really open. She's really talk what was happening right now in Japan, what is happening right now in Japan, and she posed some solutions about that. And I realized that the new generation of Japanese people, the current students, they are also really they care a lot about their own country, and they are so active in order to deal with their own problems. So that's what I feel like impressed the most in the program. I changed my mind, my way of thinking, kind of like totally about Japanese people. Thank you. Through the program, I have envisioned my own future more clearly. At the beginning, I did not know what I really want to do after graduating from my current university. However, after joining the program, talking with the mentor, as well as witnessing or observing what are the students who are also like foreign students like me in Japan think for their own future. I have already reflected on my own and decided what I want to do after graduation. I'm trying to improve my Japanese skill in order to get a job in Japan. After that, I also want to start my own projects that connect between Vietnam and Japan, which not only bring the profit or the growth for my own future, but also to contribute to the society dealing with the social and economic problems of both countries. So that is the biggest gain I would love to mention after joining the any program. Well, after joining the program, I have changed myself positively. Previously, I was always a strong person and somehow very stubborn. What I think it's always one, never two. However, with the program, meeting Japanese students, my way of thinking about Japanese students have changed, and that really made me realize that the more I meet people, the more I communicate, the better I learn. And at that time, things can change, can be flexible. It may be correct in one from one angle. However, I should not kind of like put that as a fixed thing. That's really limited. So that's what I realized. The biggest thing I have realized, and after the program, I am also more open to talk with Japanese students, even though I am still kind of like hesitant to mention some social problems to openly discuss. I try to approach gradually in order to see more visions from the Japanese students. I say, after all, my way of thinking has been more flexible after the program. At the same time, I am more open to communicate with Japanese students. That is really great thing that helped me to improve from now on and for the long term. Well, I would love to talk about different um, objects in the mentoring program. Firstly, it is about the mentor. He was really a cool person. His vision and background was sufficient and great enough in order to provide the interesting ideas towards the participants. Secondly, I was also really fascinated by the ideas brought by the participants who are from Japan and also China. For me, for myself, when I joined the discussion with those students, they were really open. They were not shy at all to share about their own experience, which was really great. I got to know more about Japanese society problems as well as the challenges of the new generations. From the what I learned in the program, I reflect on my own country as well. What Vietnam was Japan right now, it is a developed nation, and there are the social issues such as our population and labor shortage. So in the future, maybe 10 years or 20 years later, my own country, Vietnam, a developing nation, will possibly face the same issues. So that is really the big point that I've gained so far from the program. Tên là ghê đừng ai